in the chat from some WKCTC folks and some other folks. And this meeting is being recorded by our folks, so that recording has started. And I'm going to wait just another minute or so, as I do have some more people still joining. So I realize it's 9 o'clock, but I'm going to delay just a minute or two to try to get everyone in here.
That'll be fine, thanks.
Hello, Dr. LeBoon. You're muted, but I can see you, and I think you can hear me. So, and Dr. LeBoon, you're on to represent. Are you representing Heartland Equality or? Okay, and Stephanie is still trying to get sound so that we can hear her. Stephanie, if you aren't able to call in for audio or get sound, I guess we'll just have to ask you to respond in the chat. And I see that you have entered something in the chat, so you'll be able to do that at least. So we are going to go ahead and get started now. I will say that in addition to our recording, Mr. Operly from the Paducah Sun has asked for permission to record, and so we will give him that permission. So we are being recorded, and hopefully that is okay with everybody. I'm Lee Emmons. I'm Vice President of Advancement at West Kentucky Community and Technical College and Executive Director of our foundation, the Paducah Junior College Foundation. And we're delighted that you can be with us this morning. We appreciate you taking your time to be here. And I want to give a little introduction, and then I'll be turning things over to our president, Dr. Anton Reese. I think that everyone knows by now, we were extremely fortunate at the college to receive a very generous gift from philanthropist Mackenzie Scott, which came to us as a grant through National Philanthropic Trust. And a big part of the intent of this gift is diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. And I would ask everyone to go ahead and mute now for a moment, if you would please, just so we don't get background noise. If you'll just mute, and then we'll ask you to unmute when Dr. Reese calls on you. But the diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives that are really the focus of this gift were also cited. Dr. Reese's previous work in those areas and his leadership were cited as some of the reasons that we were selected for this gift. So we're very happy to be able to continue the donor intent of the gift by reaching out to organizations like yourselves who do such great work serving vulnerable populations throughout our communities. This is a part of a 7-sector framework that Dr. Reese developed for gift utilization. This is Community Connections, Sector 2, and that is what the focus of today's presentation is, the WKCTC Guarantee Community Connections Service Awards. A large majority of the gift we received is being endowed to allow for long-term generational impact so that we do have recurring funds that can really make a difference for many years to come. But we also want to have some immediate and near-term impact. And so a portion of the gift is being used immediately. About 87% of the gift will be endowed, with the rest being used for more immediate and near-term impact. And again, that's where the Community Connections awards come into play. Without any further ado, I guess, I always feel like I don't need to exactly introduce Dr. Reese since he's pretty well known, but we are very fortunate to have as leadership at our college, President Dr. Anton Reese, and he has done a wonderful job with setting up a framework for gifted usage of this gift, and including then the cabinet, his leadership cabinet at the college, as well as some community members and board members, and he'll speak a little bit more about that. So Dr. Reese, I'm turning the mic over to you now.
Good morning, and thank you, Lee, and good morning, everyone. Just give me a wave. Just be sure that you can hear me. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Just want to be sure. Well, good morning again. I am Dr. Anton Reese, and I continue to have the incredible privilege to serve as president and CEO of West Kentucky Community Technical College. And certainly I bring greetings on the incredible, dedicated faculty and staff who serve 8,500 students, including workforce training throughout our region on an annual basis. I also bring greetings on behalf of the chair of our board of directors, Charles Chuck Murphy, and Ann Gwynn, chair of the Paducah Junior College Foundation. But as importantly, I want to personally thank each and every one of you. I'm excited that you are able to take some time away from the very important work that you do throughout this region through your organizations on a daily basis to meet the varied and complex needs of our citizens throughout Kentucky, Illinois, and the Tennessee region. As Lee mentioned, by way of a question, how did we get here? For today's second special announcement of the WKCTC Community Connections and the WKCTC Guaranteed Scholarships. It really goes back to December 15th, 2020, where I held a press conference after learning about the historic $15 million gift from philanthropist Mackenzie Scott, her passion and vision of identifying and supporting organizations and leaders committed to meeting the unmet needs of diverse, underrepresented, lower socioeconomic members of our communities and removing various barriers to education and work. So I brought forth a vision, sought impact from my cabinet, college leaders, some community members, and worked collaboratively with the Mackenzie Scott Philanthropic Grant Committee, chaired by Chris Black of the PJC Foundation, to implement this 7-sector framework vision to transform our region generationally through education and support resources. This particular sector, Sector 2, recognizes the various community organizations. Many of you are nonprofits, and again, reiterating the incredible work that you do and the opportunities that we have as a college to partner in expanding these opportunities and including education. Today, each of you will be receiving a certificate. I will read first what it says on the certificate. I'll put my specs on here. It says, the West Kentucky Community and Technical College Guarantee, our commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. The WKCTC Guarantee Community Connection Service Award is presented to, then you can say your name, for dedicated service to the community and a commitment to equity and opportunity for all. The WKCTC Guarantee seeks to further the vision of philanthropist Mackenzie Scott, benefactor of a historic gift to the college, expanding opportunities for those who have traditionally faced barriers to education. I would note that as I've studied Mackenzie Scott's philanthropy and her efforts, we were identified out of 6,400 plus organizations nationally. Some were colleges and universities, a handful of community technical colleges, but many were nonprofits, such as yourself. So following the spirit and the intent of that vision. In addition to today, in addition to the certificate, you'll also be receiving direct support to assist in your work. And some of you will also be receiving guaranteed scholarships valued at $500. And the way that would work for students interested in attending WKCTC, we want to remove again the financial barriers. So after Pell and or work-related scholarships, this $500 value would basically cover all of the expenses for students to attend WKCTC. Let me hover again on the significance when they reference the scholarships. Former chair of the NAACP, Rosenbrock, says that education is the gateway to economic prosperity. And so this is a way in which we want to, again, lift all ships, right? We need all hands on deck to maximize our citizenry in terms of contributions and giving back to society. With no further ado, I will now make the announcements, and I ask as I call your name for you to unmute your mic, and you will have 1 minute to give us a response. All right, first up is Child Watch Counseling and Advocacy Center, Janie Kreiner, receiving $1,000 in direct support. Janie?
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Reese. I just want to say on behalf of our board of directors and our staff, what an honor it is for us to be recognized by an institution that prioritizes diversity, equity, and inclusion, not just on your campus, but in the community. And I think that we share the same vision for marginalized youth in our community, and that we just want to, with our services, empower them and educate them and encourage them and support them and ensure that they have all the same opportunities that every other child in our community has. So again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Janie. Continue the great work. Next up, the Paducah Community Kitchen, long-standing friend here, Sally Michelson, will also be receiving $1,000 in direct support for the work that you do. Sally.
Thank you, old friend. We are honored to accept this amount of financial support for our kitchen. We accept anyone that comes through the doors. I get emotional. You know I do. We are happy to be in our community to serve those who are in need, whether it's a man, woman, child, anyone. We are grateful. We thank you for your continuing support of always uplifting our kitchen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sally. Next up, the Family Service Society, Gavin Posey, $1,000.
Thank you, Dr. Reese. So I wanted to say, as a WKCTC graduate and as a resident of Paducah, I know that WKCTC and Family Service Society have been around for a long time. Family Service Society has been in Paducah since 1927. So knowing that our commitment to collaborating is going to continue in the future is exciting, and I look forward to seeing the work that we can do moving forward with this award. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Gavin. Next up, Heartland Equality, Dustin Havens, $1,000 direct support.
Is Dustin on, or is someone representing Heartland Equality? Okay, we'll be reaching out to them and make sure we get that information to them.
Thank you so much. Next up, the Housing Authority. You were saying something, Lee?
I think Dustin is just joining. I just got a pop-up, so I was going to say we'll pick him back up, but maybe we want to go ahead. Dustin, are you on? So Dustin, we'll come back in just a moment. We'll try to let you get connected, and then we'll come back to you.
All right, thank you. All right, so this next category is the housing authorities, which is a specific partnership that we are doing. And so their contributions actually then will be in the form of scholarships. So first up is the Housing Authority of Hickman, Lynn Busby, 4 scholarships for a value of $2,000. Lynn.
Where are you, Mr. Busby? I know you were on. Can you hear us? Lynn? I think I hear something there. Maybe he's having a little technical difficulty.
All right, we could also come back just to check our list. All right, next up, Massac County Housing Authority, 4 scholarships for $2,000, Andy Ammo White. Right. Next up, the Housing Authority of Mayfield, Greg Vaughn, 4 scholarships, $2,000. Is Greg on?
I don't think Greg was going to be able to be on, and I do see Lynn on now.
Okay.
Lynn, were you able to hear us? And did you want to have your 1 minute to comment? You're muted. Do you want to unmute?
All right, so this is Lynn from the Housing Authority of Hickman for scholarships, $2,000. Lynn?
Lynn, if you see the picture of a little microphone up on the top of your screen to the right, if you click on that to unmute, because it's still showing you muted.
All right, okay now.
There you are, yay.
Having all kind of computer issues this morning. This comes as a quite surprise to me. I didn't realize we were going to get any kind of scholarship or anything like that. So that's great to hear. And we get 4 of them, correct?
Yes, sir. $2,000.
Is that for any like a senior or any adult or anything like that?
Yes.
And we'll be providing, I'll provide some more specific information to each organization getting scholarships about those and how to make that work after today.
Well, we really appreciate it.
Right.
Thank you so much. All right. Housing Authority of Paducah, Tommy Holloman and LaToya Burton, they were receiving 8 scholarships for $4,000.
Hey, good morning. Thank you. So on behalf of the Housing Authority of Paducah, the Board of Commissioners, and the residents, we so are graciously thankful for this award. This will go towards everything we are striving to do for our residents in the community. So thank you all so much.
Thank you. Next up, the Hotel Metropolitan, Betty Dobson, another dear friend, $1,000 in direct support. Is Betty with us?
I didn't see that Betty had joined. We had expected her to, but Ms. Dobson, are you on? So I don't think so.
Okay. Next up, the Interracial Women's Group, $1,000 in direct support. Judy Schwender or Stephanie Chaudry.
And Stephanie is on there on my screen. She's in the lower left. She's been having audio difficulties. There she is waving. And did you get audio, Stephanie, or did you want to enter anything in the chat? So we're not able to hear Stephanie, but she gives a wave and thank you, and she might type us a message in the chat.
Thank you. Next up, Lotus Children's Advocacy and Sexual Violence, Lori Brown, Mark Donahue. I'm sorry, Lori Brown, $1,000. And in addition to that, 2 scholarships for $1,000 for a total of $2,000. Lori Brown.
Thank you, Dr. Reese. On behalf of Lotus, we are grateful and proud to partner with WKCTC through the WKCTC Guarantee as a Community Connection Service Award recipient. We see our values of resilience, empowerment, diversity, equity, and inclusion reflected in this initiative. It is the vision of Lotus to create a world free from violence and oppression for all. In working towards our vision, we embrace this new dimension of our partnership with the college as an opportunity to drive change in our community by expanding access to life-changing resources. Thank you, Dr. Reese and Lee and WKCTC again for this honor and this gift and for supporting survivors, children, and families as they hope, heal, and grow.
Thank you so much, Lori. Next up will be Marcella's Kitchen, Mark Donahue, $1,000 in direct support.
Dr. Reese and all the folks at WKTC, we are so thankful for you acknowledging us, and we sure appreciate this gift. And we guarantee that we will use it to help feed folks and to meet our goal to make sure no one in Marshall County goes hungry. And anyone is welcome in our kitchen, no questions asked. There's always a hot meal available. So we're so thankful for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Next up, Martha's Vineyard Mission, Martha Bell, $1,000 in direct support.
Can you hear us, Ms. Martha? There you are.
Yes, I can. Dr. Reese, we thank you so very much for our award here. It's like a lifetime commitment for me. I've been here for so many years, and today is just as exciting as it was the first day. And I want to thank you so much for what you've given to the mission so that we can help anyone that we can. Thank you again, and God bless everyone.
Thank you so much, Martha. God bless you as well. Next up, Mccracken County Community Career Endowment, Don Mitchell, 10 scholarships valued at $5,000. Don?
Dr. Reese, the entire board of the Mccracken County Community Career Endowment, thank you. Thank you, your committee, the foundation, Ms. Scott, to help us keep on doing what we've been doing for 15 years. We have a shared partnership with the college. We want to continue it. We appreciate it very much for this these funds to help it out. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Don. All right, next up, the Paducah Cooperative Ministry, Heidi Sunrich, $1,000 in direct support.
Hello, Heidi, are you still with us? I know Heidi was on earlier by audio. Can you hear us, Heidi?
All right. We'll come back and do one
last.
last.
Heidi? Okay, we're not hearing you, so we'll see if you can get with us here before we wrap things up in a moment.
All right, and then the W.C. Young Community Center, represented by Marvin Nunn, $1,000 direct support.
And I don't think Mr. Nunn could make it, but is someone else here representing the W.C. Young Community Center?
All right. All right, so Lee, I just wanted to back up just to be sure we do a second opportunity in terms of who we may have missed. So Heartland Equality, was it Dustin Havens, our representative, $1,000 in direct support?
Yes, that's the truth. That's thank you so much. It's very accepting. That's we do with that. We couldn't do with that community.
So Dustin, your audio is really distorted, but hopefully you've been able to hear everything, and we appreciate you trying to join this morning.
Yeah, thank you.
And Dr. Reese, I wanted to, Stephanie was not able to get her audio to work, but she entered a message in chat, so I'll just share that with everyone. That is with the Interracial Women's Group. Stephanie says, thanks so much. We will use this for our upcoming Calling All Colors program in the schools, of course. I wish you could hear me. We are so grateful to you.
Excellent. All right, Lee, does that get everyone?
Is there anyone on the call who we've not recognized or representing an organization that we either couldn't hear earlier or haven't connected with yet?
Lee, this is Heidi Sir Heinrich. I'm not sure what happened, but I fell off and I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Heidi.
Oh, wonderful. Do you mind if I speak for just a second?
Please do. Heidi Sir Heinrich with Paducah Cooperative Ministry.
I'm so sorry about that, but I really do want to say what a blessing this is to our community and how excited and appreciative we are for this opportunity for the whole community, what this means to so many people. PCM shares in that vision of love and care for each individual, and we're going to continue to pass the blessing along and make sure that people's basic needs are met the very best way we can. So thank you. Well done to everybody, and we so appreciate and are proud of our college. Thank you, Dr. Reese.
Thank you all so much. As Lee mentioned, she will be following up with each of you regarding your support and or getting the certificates to you as well. Definitely want to thank you on behalf of the WKCTC team. This never works without the key partners that each of you obviously represent throughout this entire region. The tireless work, I think the term often is servant leaders. So let me just say in that vein that we applaud your attentiveness and willingness to, again, meet the complex, really, and emerging needs, right? I think we all can attest, particularly with the backdrop of all things COVID, further amplified the societal challenges of meeting needs across the board, which many of you do so well. And so we hope on some level that this contribution to support, again, aids on your mission And those of you with the scholarships, we just firmly believe, certainly as a higher ed institution, that as the old adage goes, education may never solve all of our problems, but is a great place to start. As Mary McLeod Bethune said, I leave you with a thirst for knowledge. Education is the prime need of the hour. So hopefully we can honor both of those elements today. And Lee, any other items before we sign off?
We will follow up with you, as Dr. Reese said, and thank you all for being here this morning and for the work that you do every day in our communities. And hopefully we can all work together to help better educate and provide more opportunities to many people throughout our region.
Thank you all. Have a great day. And please, again, I send my thanks and appreciation for the important work that you do. Have a great day.
I did.